Do 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 do.
This is American Nomad News. Darren Marchant reporting.
Okay, so here's a little extension on this project I've been following on some of my videos. And these guys are putting these rebar cages up, and that's what it looks like inside those concrete columns. And they're working pretty hard. They're working around in all that mud and hazardous stuff, and they got all their safety equipment on. They're doing everything by the procedure. They got guys watching everything. See how many setups they got? They're going to put a lot of reinforcement in here. You can kind of tell some of what they're going to do, how big of an off-ramp or on-ramp or whatever it is that they're going to do, by just the foundations they're putting in. And those foundations are not very far apart. They're building this thing to hold a lot of weight. It's pretty cool work. You can see off in the distance behind kind of the extension of the bridge work they're making back there. They got the molds sitting up there ready to go. They cleaned them out the other day. There you go. Hey, this is Darren Marchant with American Nomad News, and here's another kind of little installment on the project I've been following at the off-ramp. Now, coming into view here is a funnel for concrete, and it's being held up by a crane. You can see on the top there is a hopper, funnel-shaped hopper with another funnel underneath it that helps them to direct that concrete right down into those molds. Now let's turn around and watch your traffic real quick. We're clear. Okay. And let's see how they go about filling that hopper full of concrete. Set that thing down there. Let's take a look here. Well, that's pretty cool stuff. Okay, this guy's retracting his crane. Got a couple of guys. One of the guys is crawling all the way down into the mold. And what he's got on the end of that is a cable inside of a sheath with a metal tip on it, and that metal tip shakes back and forth. It vibrates, and what that does is that breaks loose bubbles that are in that concrete. Every one of those little bubbles is a weak spot, and they don't want to have that. It looks like this one's electric powered. Sometimes they're pneumatic. Okay, so his buddy up there is securing that motor so the other guy doesn't have to deal with it when he's down in that enclosed space. That's a real dangerous job. It's real messy, uncomfortable, obnoxious kind of thing to have to do. And that guy down in that crane, he's an experienced fella with a lot of training. And it looks like he's still got some concrete ready to go, because he's holding that up ready to go. And this guy, yep, you can hear it vibrating down in there. Now our crane operator's dropping down these hydraulic feet, and that helps stabilize, so he doesn't wobble back and forth. Now you can also see they've got 2x4s and these turnbuckles. And And those are designed to stabilize those molds so they don't move around while the concrete's set and while they're working. It's certainly something you don't want to have to deal with. Maybe when they fill that hopper full of concrete, I'll show another clip. Okay, that's it for now. Okay, so he's filling up his hopper full of concrete, and I can only just barely see it a little bit, but I don't want to intrude too much because these guys are concentrating on what they're doing. But one of the things you learn when you're working in industry is you get used to being watched, because the bosses come by and they watch, and inspectors come by and they watch, and nosy YouTubers like me, we film little clips, and people driving by take pictures with their cell phones, and you just kind of got used to it. And you do your job, and you do it well every day. And God bless them, because then we get safe roads. And we get heavy structures that we take advantage of all the time. So we should be thankful to these guys and give them a thumbs up whenever you drive by and see them doing this stuff. This is Darren Marchant with American Nomad News. And I'll add this to the other segment, and we'll see a little bit more later.